The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Try not to get caught dancing on camera. Could happen, though.
It's impossible.
Could happen. Pants are on. It's Kliq This. You're back. You obviously expect something to happen here today, or you wouldn't have tuned in. Either on video, on YouTube, or one of the many podcast outlets you're getting us on. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, not the least of which. And listen, it wouldn't be a show without Kevin Nash, who is here as well, or a facsimile thereof.
What do you know about Kevin Nash, Sir Oliver?
Look at your hair. Let me just say that.
When I was in Minnesota,
That's Jesse should only hope or wish he ever could have come out with those locks. Go back to that for a minute. You know, it's a little Kevin Nash, but a little Tawny Katane. I'm feeling like that should be on the hood of a Jaguar.
I could see that at the end of the bed dancing.
God, that was, for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, there was a doll. Someone asked Kevin, one of you asked Kevin, yeah, and there it is. What's it going for on eBay? 20 beans. Steve, how many did you order, by the way? You know you're going to have Kev sign them when you see him next week, right? Come on. This has to be a thing now.
The seller only had the one.
All right. We should just give him out.
He couldn't wait to get that motherfucker out of his house.
Yeah. Oh, look at all the poses. They're showing you all the... Look at that hair. That's like an action shot. It's like...
That was during my... I was with Rat at the time.
I was going to say, you were opening for Kiss.
Docking.
But this was a doll. Someone asked last week about the worst piece of merch that Kevin was ever given. And he began to describe this very doll. I think the phrase you used was, you said a pleather outfit and real doll hair. And you referenced that old film, that classic, that was Me in the Morning 20 years ago.
Right.
But you referenced it was a trilogy of terror.
Right.
Yeah. And that wasn't bad. So I thought maybe who would have come close to that kind of hair in real life? Let's see. Who could have given that doll a run for its money? Let's see. Do we have maybe who comes to mind? The record producer, Phil Spector.
Yeah.
Right. Could have been a little Phil Spector. His was much more controlled, though. I have to say. Don't you think? Like,
yeah,
let's see Phil again. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a statement.
Yeah, that's definitely.
That looks like the old fucking Jiffy Pop commercial back when we were kids. And they put the fucking gimmick on the stove in it.
It would actually the aluminum foil top would go.
Become bulbous.
What else do we have here? Who else could give that doll a run for its money? What do we got there, Steve? Okay, now that it's not too. That's what film is that? That's what the hell was that? Kingpin, right? That was who directed that? That was
Coens, I think.
The Coen brothers?
Pretty sure. I think it was the Coens.
Oh, Farrelly
brothers.
brothers. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Could see everybody furiously sending tweets that we were wrong. All right, who else?
We correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, Jesse himself.
No,
Jesse. Yeah.
You tell me what the hell. I don't have it here, but I've got 1,000 fucking dogs. I live in the Baja.
Is he still in Mexico, or did he come back here? What else? What else do we have? Anything else? Give him a run for his money. Okay, well, that's classic Three Stooges action there. Larry. What else we got?
Doctor?
There we go.
Coolio?
Yeah, that's much too tame. The landing strip in the middle is not unreminiscent of something you might see in Hustler or Club or Leg Show, like we discussed.
It's like a reindeer landing strip.
And not a fan of that.
Genghis Khan.
Okay, well, the classic
Parts Unknown.
Dewey Robertson. The Missing Link. Is that it? Now, Kev, this is the closest you came to the doll. I found this. Now, they must have modeled the doll after this. What era would this have
No,
been?
this was TNA. This was one of those moments where I just finished a match and it was outside in like 93-degree or 93% humidity at Universal Studios. And they said, hey, we need to get a promo shot of you. I said, are you fucking kidding me? And I walked over, and I think you can see the smile on my face.
That looks more like you're taking a shit.
I knew it was going to be the shit. So
you were in TNA, I was going to say.
I had fun there, man.
How about us opening? We get about 25,000 audio downloads a week, or 30,000 or whatever, and we're opening with a visual gimmick. So anyone who's listening, this is incentive for you to go to YouTube and check out that segment. You could see the photos that we had up of the doll and the comparable doll hair.
Because we're fucking production heavy in this crew.
We really are. I'm giving you so much more than you get on those other shows, guys. Do you even bother to listen or watch the other ones, or is it just all Kliq This? I understand if it is.
I've been giving everybody more than they've been asking for since Bluechew came in my life.
Yeah. Feedback from last week. The T-Wolf said, Real Kevin Nash discusses classic porno mags and jacking off. Dangerous listening while in the gym. Fucking funny, though.
Oh, thanks.
You can go back and listen to episode 2 if you want to hear about Kev's system as a young man in an 800 square foot
I actually
apartment.
I saw one from a response to some guy from New Zealand. And he said that, I just want to hear like about wrestling. I don't want to hear about this other shit. I don't want to hear about masturbating. And I said to him, I sent him a reply. I said, so what, they don't masturbate in New Zealand? Like, what the fuck is your PSA level there? Like 14? Like, does everybody have prostate cancer in New Zealand because they're afraid to fuck? Or are you just that guy that, I don't jerk off? Yeah, right.
He's a Vegemite lube, maybe.
Yeah.
Josh says he's loving this shit, but it could really use more Bunkhouse Stampede. Well, Josh, you are in for a surprise real soon. I'll tell you about this in a minute. John Rega listening to the new episode this morning of Kliq This podcast. And if you can't relate to the first 10 minutes about masturbation, then this show isn't for you. Honestly, if you can't relate, then you're a fucking liar. Just guys being guys. Great show. Thank you, John. Very similar to what Nash just said. Tomas says most people start their mornings with a nice coffee or breakfast. I prefer to start my mornings listening to Real Kevin Nash and Kayfabe Sean debate someone's claim to have 11 inches soft. Mere minutes into the second episode, and I'm a fan for life. We were talking about those, what were those little gimmicks, the penthouse letters?
Forums.
Forum, right.
Yeah.
I'm a regular guy. 11 soft. Salvatore, this is seriously becoming my favorite podcast. Ironically, I look forward to the episodes where Sean and Nash never talk about pro wrestling. Actually, one of the selling points for me was that these two would just shoot the shit. Get that? I don't think it'll never be wrestling.
Well, he's going to be fucking happy because I was on the road this whole weekend. Actually, I've got a line of Cannabis coming out with the Hyman group. No pun intended, in Michigan, and I was shooting a commercial Monday, and I missed my wrestling window.
Didn't get to check.
But
the
I'll tell you
DVR
one
yet.
thing: that jackknife fucking sativa is a wonderful. It's a wonderful lover.
So now are you like branding it as like jackknife and
Yep,
and,
it's jackknife.
Hair flip?
Yeah, jackknife. I've only got. I guess I can only have 5 strains or 5 products. I've only got 5 moves. So
That's right. That's right. The wrecker, Josh Price, man, 22 minutes into Kliq This podcast, and I'm hooked mainly from the news and political talk than anything. Definitely will be subscribing. How do you like that?
welcome to my nightmare tonight, baby.
Josh Price. Now, you guys also, we asked you to cast. We did the casting of
I saw some really good ones.
Yes.
The one that you sent me that had the actual turn the page, like the music and everything.
That was our own Dom, I believe.
Was
did
it?
that? Was that
Yeah.
not Dom, or was
Yeah.
that a fan? That was you, man. He did.
I like the Robert Mitchum, because I was trying to get Robert Mitchum in there anywhere. And the fact that Robert Mitchum came in was just
some of the fan castings of the Kliq. Let's see. Adam Wilson had Nash, Chris Hemsworth. Hall, he had Al Pacino. HBK was Jason Mewes. Triple H was Liam Neeson. X-Pac was Steve Lemmy. Is that how I pronounce that? Lemmy? Art Minus Me sent in theirs. Nash was Jason Momoa. X-Pac, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Michaels was Zac Efron. Hall, Henry Cavill. Hunter, Heath Ledger. And then a bonus. They did Vince as Billy Bob Thornton and Eric Bischoff, Jeremy Renner. John went full comedy. Nash, Will Ferrell, Hall, Adam Sandler, Pac, Rob Schneider, HBK, David Spade. Triple H was Jeff Daniels.
I like that.
Salvatore sent in his. He did the Wes Anderson version, so casting from the Wes Anderson films. Seymour Cassell as Vince, Harvey Keitel as Hall, Adrian Brody as Waltman, Owen Wilson as HBK, Bill Murray as Nash. How about that? Oh,
Lost in translation.
You know what? It might be that your sardonic sense of humor.
That may be it.
I see that. You know, Bill Murray used to do that shit where he'd show up at like someone's bachelor party, fucking like randomly, or it's like a frat party.
You want to hear a great Bill Murray story?
Yeah.
Buddy of mine's a writer and producer, and he meets Bill Murray, and they set up a meeting to talk about a project that's coming up. So they meet at a, like, I think they're on Sunset someplace, and they sit down, they talk, and Murray says, "Hey, could you give me a ride?" And he's got golf clubs with him. So this guy's like, "Yeah, sure." So he gives Murray a ride, and Murray's like, it's like a 2.5 hour drive to where Murray's playing. And this guy's, just drives Murray, drops him off. He says, "All right, thanks." And so he, they go over the specifics, like how many days he's going to shoot, what day he's going to be there, blah, 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 blah. So he doesn't hear another word from Bill Murray. He reaches out a couple of times, doesn't hear anything. So first day on set, they're getting ready for the production to start. Bill Murray shows up. The guy's like, "Geez, Bill, what are you doing here?" He goes, "You've offered me the part." So, "But you never got back to me." He goes, "I told you I'd do it when we were sitting there before we went to the golf course." And Murray did it.
No agents, no contracts, nothing.
Just fucking showed up.
Now, what about the actor that he cast in Bill Murray's part?
Bill Murray.
It wasn't Kevin Nash, thankfully.
Yeah. You know what? I could have sat and smoked a bowl with Bill. That'd have been cool.
Guys, we hear you all. I just want to let you know, we read your stuff. We see it. We discard most of it. But we hear you. So next week, the Bunkhouse Stampede.
Oh.
It's been long enough. What was the Bunkhouse Stampede? Why was it? Where was it? Who was it? Put on your boots. Fasten your buckles. Marry your cousin. It's the effing Bunkhouse Stampede next week.
Shit, tape your fists.
God damn. We'll cover that. Listen, this is either going to be, what do they call them? Mega casts I'm seeing, like is a thing now. The mega cast, when they do like the Kevin Nash mega cast where they talk about you for 8 hours. We're going to do the Bunkhouse Stampede mega cast, 12 hours or 90 minutes, whatever comes first. That'll be next week.
Brought to you by Cecil D. Mills.
Exactly.
10 Commandments style.
What? Yeah, we'll do. Maybe we'll do production for this. Maybe we should come in regalia of some kind. Wear whatever you want to the podcast. How about that, Kev?
All right.
God damn.
I got to tape my fists. Fuck. I might get color.
That would be the first fucking gig on a podcast ever. That would be tremendous. I'm sure Flair zippered himself, no? Like in the middle of one of his podcasts, I'm sure he's fucking hard weighed.
I've seen him a couple of times on the road, and he's always just got busted open.
Exactly.
In a bar or something,
Hard way himself on the mic. What was your deal with The Rock? I saw something on Twitter from Glenn Gilberti, Disco, and on his show he was talking about, I think it was called, like the clickbait was, no pun intended. That's got to be a shirt, man, right? Clickbait.
Yeah.
He was saying that you apologized to The Rock on Twitter for being a dick back in 2002. Would this be accurate?
I was a dick for a lot longer than 2002. I just
well to Rocky.
Yeah, no, I was a dick to him.
Specifically to him, or just to everybody?
No, it was a segment that kind of like we were kind of caught with our pants down because we came in and Vince had us like apologizing, trying to fit in with the WWE, and he came in and just it's not like Rock can't fucking bury you if he wants to, and we're in a position where we're not allowed to say anything really derogatory, and he said, "Oh, Big Daddy bitch," he went bah, bah. And then the next day we were putting a match together, and we're going around, and he says, "Okay, what Kev, we want to do there?" And Rock says, "Hold on, what one thing do you want to do right there?" I said, "Well, fuck, I want to do a lot more than one fucking thing." But he was just fucking with me, and then I was just in turn just became a dick.
Right.
But I think it was we saw each other. He had seen Andreas coming out at the same time that I was involved with the Magic Mike XXL project, and we got a second to catch up at Caesar's Palace. They had a deal there. Charlize Theron was there for the Mad Max film.
Is she rather beautiful in person?
Yeah, she really is. But you know what, man? She's got some hooves on her.
Body odor.
Yeah, she's got some beat up toes.
Oh yeah, see that's disappointing. That's one of those things you never get to see until it's too fucking late.
She's got some to me. Not that it, not that she was the Russian girl. I was the Russian judge. I didn't take any points away.
Right. It wouldn't have dissuaded you. Was she a dancer maybe? Because a lot of times the ballerina's feet are fucked up from doing points.
She's South African.
They dance too.
Yeah, I think she's also like a large, taller girl. Maybe they didn't have cash. Like I know that like Shaq's feet are like horrendous just because they couldn't. Well, fuck, they didn't make size 93s, but they just they couldn't find shoes for her. Maybe she just. Or she could have been one of those girls that wears heels a lot. If you wear heels a lot, man, it's like you might as well be a dancer. It's gonna fuck your. But actually, as I think about it, I think we spoke that afternoon. I think she did tell me that she was a ballet dancer as a child.
Yeah, see.
Pulled that out of fucking I don't know.
Oh, you did. Oh, you dick. We were talking a little bit this week, and more and more as the investigation into the Uvaldi shooting, the more we watch, a lot of times you see something, a headline, a tragedy, we make a lot of assumptions at first, and then over time, maybe it's mitigated, maybe our opinions are changed. The more they look into this, the more of a fucking train wreck it's become. The more video that comes out, the more photos that come out. I mean, you could spend a night reliving this, going over just the abundance of stuff that's come out, the more they look into it. Now, it's interestingly balanced this week with the, was it Indianapolis? The shooter in Indianapolis?
So you have, on one hand, you have a school shooting that has 370 plus armed personnel to show up to it, which is actually more than they had at the garrison that defended the Alamo. So you've got that situation. And then you got some whack job that for some reason goes to a mall in suburban Indianapolis sits in the bathroom. I think he listened to Kliq This and got one. But
If he would have rubbed one out, probably.
yeah, he might have got that last rub. But anyway, I'm glad because that motherfucker went out. He shot the first person he saw, then he shot a young couple, fired a couple other rounds, and there was a 22-year-old with a concealed that was absolutely lawful. And the 22-year-old didn't have toxic shock, just I think he fired 6 times and and killed the motherfucker. So
Yeah, and the kid he apparently had no military training, right? No law enforcement training. Just an amazing shot.
So yeah, and that's the whole thing, with these school shootings is we've all heard everything that's went on. It was the Robb Elementary School thing. It was a fucking shit show from start to finish. But there are some specifics that they don't get into that for me, I wanted to know. So I tried to find, if you could pull up, we have a photograph of some officers that, okay, now that's the basic landscape of the hallway that they're going up and down. So they were not low crawling when the first 3 officers came through there. And what I've heard is classrooms 111 and 112 were adjoining. So they were seen, and if you can look at that, you can tell that that's not. We all went to fucking schools where they have cinder block walls. Those aren't cinder block walls. That looks like to me like probably aluminum framing with some drywall. So those rounds were zipping right through there.
Yeah, that right there. See,
yeah,
that's definitely not blocked.
No, that's not blocked. So, from a standpoint of those first 3 guys, okay, you have to have a command situation, and I actually pulled this from Wikipedia. I'm going to read this so I don't fuck it up here, but it just says, command and control is a set of organizational and technical attributes and processes that employs human, physical, and information resources to solve problems and accomplish missions. That's military fucking talk for, guess what, motherfuckers? You before you do anything, assess the situation. They didn't assess the situation. Nobody went outside to see, can I get it? If he walked up and shot at the school through the windows, obviously the one side of the school mimics the other. It's not like they architecturally decided to fucking, those sides, they match. So you can see there's clearly 3 windows on that side, on the other side, as there is in that one. And somebody could have, there's brick underneath that, so you can definitely crawl. You're not, it's like you've got to double, you've got to do a flank.
There is policy in place, or procedure, I should say, in place, from what I understand, where if there's an active shooter in the school, priority 1 is neutralizing him.
Right.
It's not like you take your family hostage in a house and they circle, they try to negotiate.
When Redondo made the first decision, he made the decision that it was a barricade, which was the wrong call. It was an active shooter.
Correct.
So right. In a barricade situation, you take your time and it's more methodical. In an active shooter, it's kill the shooter at all costs.
Once the rounds go off, it changes.
Absolutely.
I have some experience in active shooter drills in schools, and it's when you have the lives of X amount of children, and it's happening. It's not the barricade situation. When it's happening, you got to get to them at all costs. Now, we were also talking about if that was a fire.
Right.
Fucking firemen would have been, if they couldn't get to the door, those fucking windows would have been busted out.
It came through the fucking ceiling or whatever the fuck it would have took.
Absolutely. And it shocked me that maybe I'm just a bad order taker. I wouldn't be a good police officer or soldier, but nobody broke rank and went, who the fuck is making this call? After hearing 10 bullets and 10 rounds go off and the screams, I would have broke rank and kicked the fucking door down. I probably would have.
I don't want to be a fucking the Monday armchair quarterback. I mean, the situation that the first three guys went in. I mean,
yeah, but 77 minutes, wasn't it? 70 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it at some point, God, man. And I find out they had tear gas, they had masks. I mean, you're gonna tell me that you lob a couple of tear gas rounds in those rooms? That guy's, I mean, he's all of a sudden, man, it's not like the guy was a trained soldier of fortune. Like 9 out of 10 times, these guys have never fired the weapon. This is their first time of firing the weapon. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, me personally, if I send my kid to school and you use tear gas to make sure that he doesn't take an AR round,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And I these fucking AR-15s are going nowhere. This is going to be something we're going to be dealing with for a long time. So we need to put together, is there a data bank at each fucking school system that has schematics, drawings, some kind of so they can pull it up on a laptop. It would be secure. Pull it up on a laptop. In that Robb Elementary, that was rooms 111 and 112. We got an active shooter, 111, 112. Everybody fucking is on the same page. Now you've got radio situations there. You've got 25 different fucking agencies on 45 different. Guess
channels,
what? Yeah, you've immediately have to realize if you've got that problem, you've got to go to a different means. It sure is funny how they can get that fucking Amber Alert out to everybody's cell phone. So if you can't fucking have that same system there that gives information, everybody's got a fucking smartphone. It's just.
Yeah, like the schematic hits everybody's
Boom.
phone at the same time.
Absolutely.
From a central location. Yeah.
Because so give me a fucking Winchester and let me go to the fucking building next door and see if I guarantee you the fucking guy's the tallest motherfucker in the room.
Shame that kid from Indianapolis wasn't a teacher, right?
Yeah.
What have you shot? I know you own guns. What have you shot? What?
I've shot a Thompson Thompson automatic, 45 caliber. I've shot an Uzi. I've shot a MAC-10, both a 45 caliber and a 9mm. I've shot an M16, AR-15. I have shot 30-06. I like when people say, yeah,
Nash, maybe you should go out with Steve Austin and go hunting so he could.
you know what? How about this? How about you just fucking lay back like at the dentist, open your mouth, and here comes a little tea bag for you, okay? I know my fucking weapons. Fuck you. My buddies don't go fucking deer hunting with fucking AR-15s. Everybody else says, oh,
you don't know. We shoot
fucking squirrels with them. Fuck you. Who the fuck shoots a squirrel?
What's left if you hit it with
23 rounds.
Yeah,
I got that motherfucker 23 rounds later.
Yeah. What did you have in the Army? What did you carry? Was it M16?
M16.
Yeah.
At that point, they still had full autos. And then they switched it to the 3-shot burst.
Oh, is that what it is now?
Yeah, it's a 3-shot burst. I'm not special forces. I don't know what the fuck those cats got.
How about the Navy SEALs, Jesse? What would they have?
I'll tell you right now what we had in Vietnam. I had a BAR. I swam 33 miles across fucking Panama Canal.
Everyone wants the Jesse. Write us for more Jesse. Maybe Kevin will do a cameo for you. You want cameo?
Why don't you tell me why I'm on Cameo?
He'll do a Jesse for you on Cameo. Hit him up there.
Yeah. It's actually a Will Sasso.
Remember Will?
Yeah, Will does it great. I love Will, so I mean, I steal my shit from him. I can't say I'm taking it from the governor. That's Will Sasso shit.
He and Artie Lang must have been up for the same parts always. Will Sasso.
Yeah. Will Sasso's great.
I was thinking back to last week, Kev, and I'm having a vision. I'm going back here. I'm going back to Detroit. Okay, there's Kev. There's Kev as a young man, scampering off to the bathroom in the 800 square foot flat in Detroit, concealing his copy of Club or maybe Jugs under his shirt.
Ooh.
There he is. He's in there. Doors locked. Toilet tank removed for maximum headspace. He's flipping pages, looking for that go-to pictorial because there is not a lot of time. Time is of the essence in the Nash home. He Gaylord Perry's the Vaseline deal on his body, and he starts hammering high speed. There's another opportunity for the Nash tossing off meme if you're so inclined. But there's Mom on the damn phone outside. She's cackling in the kitchen, and you can hear her. So that's interfering with the operation at hand, right? Sis maybe's pounding on the fucking door. She's got a date. She needs the blow dryer. Goddamn, you got to get one off under these circumstances. What can a young adult Nash do in a situation like that? How does he stay in the game? It's like an interactive video game. What do you employ? Activate Bluechew icon, right? That's it. The Stiff One of the Week is brought to you by Bluechew, guys. Confidence is what it's all about. And if you feel like you need a little burst, you don't have to be deficient. You don't have to be deficient. Maybe you just want a little peace of mind going into the game. Bluechew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets at a fraction of the cost. Well, can we get a bed here? Maybe give me a little, give me something a little smooth. I have to bring it down a little. You got a little wham, maybe Careless Whisper or something like. But these tablets are in chewable form. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead. All right, be ready when the opportunity arises. The process is simple. Go sign up now at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, you'll receive the prescription within days. Best part, all done online. No sitting in the doctor's office talking about your deal, or like young adult Nash having Mom come into the bedroom. Kevin, the pharmacy called. What prescription are you having filled? Can you add Uncle Jerry's gout pills to your order? Who needs this? Bluechew's tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly to your door in discreet packaging. So if a little extra confidence is in your future, go to BlueChew.com. And listen, we have a special deal for listeners. Kevin, like so many bookers before him, has demanded that all cocks in his area are taken care of. All cocks in the sphere taken care of. So he wants you to try Bluechew for free. All right, use the promo code NASH at checkout. Just pay $5 so they can get you the package, okay? That's BlueChew.com, promo code NASH to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for important details and safety information. We thank Bluechew for sponsoring this Stiff One. Kev?
Nice.
We're going to go to...
if I would have had Bluechew, I might have at least, when I blew my quad, had maybe a kickstand to throw into the mix.
Like a tripod.
Yeah.
Something
kind of not as severe as I started to go. Boom, hit the kickstand. Maybe I just roll off. Maybe I just get a urethra fucking burn.
If nothing else, you could have at least gotten that shot in on Bully Ray.
And in essence, he was such a champ protecting me. I'm glad I didn't. I needed him.
Right. And he would have taken a stiff cock to the midsection maybe had you not. So guys, this
I'd never get rid of him.
Kev, you remember Wrath? You remember Wrath?
Yeah.
WCW, a little Wrath back in the day. So here's Bryan Clark on the Goldberg run as it relates to you and Wrath. Stiff One of the Week.
They did the same thing, and they were building me towards Goldberg.
It seemed like they were, and then maybe it was weird to me, but I think it was the night after World War III.
Yeah.
They had you do this inexplicable match with Nash, and it was like, what the hell?
He cried and had to have the belt because he beat me, and then he beat Goldberg. The thing was, I've got to beat two undefeated guys. So he beat me, and then he beat Bill. And he killed off my steam, but he also killed off Bill's steam, and then he also killed off the angle for me going to work against Goldberg. So again, the self-serving, that's just the big goof just trying to get his way, and he did, unfortunately.
That was the big goof trying to get his way, Kev.
Yeah, because beating him and then beating Goldberg made the finger poke of doom that much more effective. Because I wanted the belt. I wanted the belt so fucking bad that I would do anything to get it, including the finger poke of doom 6 days later, because I was all about beating fucking people and ruining streaks. That's what I was about. Can't you fucking say that? God damn you. What a fucking, you know what? Number one, fuck you, you're irrelevant. I'm irrelevant. We don't work anymore. Bryan's a good fucking guy. He and I sat down in Jody Hamilton's fucking ring in a Happaquonset hut in a boxing ring, and Jody had him and I giving each other fucking running fucking leg scissor takeovers. He's like 6'7", I'm 6'10". We both did it. We didn't fucking complain. Like, we basically broke in together. I just won World War III. I'm going against Goldberg anyway. So what does it matter if I beat him? That's the match. It's like winning the Royal Rumble. I'm going to WrestleMania. I didn't need I don't know who he fucking pissed off. You watch the match, fucking. I don't remember fucking me jumping up like I fucking did anything special.
Was Wrath in line to unseat Goldberg?
No.
Okay. Just checking. For full disclosure, I think that was from Vince Russo's podcast. And
I wanted it. I needed it.
All right, Florida man or Jersey guy. Let's get this before we head to Hollywood with Kevin Nash. That's today's main topic. I'm going to read you two headlines. Now, another thing I want to point out here. Apparently, I didn't know this. Adam Carolla did a similar thing back in the day. Can anyone confirm this? Dom, Steve, anyone with me? I saw comments on there like oh, you're ripping off Adam Carolla. I guess this is a bit he did about. It would have been about Jersey. That didn't make sense. Was it about Florida or something? I don't know. Well, if he did it, I never heard.
Does that mean we can't have any talk about sex? Because it wasn't he with Dr. Drew for like 39 years talking sex?
Yeah. Apparently anything.
We can't do that either.
Anything that's done.
Jesus.
They don't want to see. No more sunset flip finishes. No more submissions. All right, first item. Candidate for U.S. Senate admits to sacrificing goat and drinking its blood. Second headline. Daycare workers charged with running a toddler fight club.
I'm going to go with political landscape in Florida. I'm going to say that the first one was a Florida man, and the fight club would definitely be. It's got that Jersey feel.
You're absolutely correct. Let's go to Tallahassee. 2 years ago, Augustus Sol Invictus walked from Central Florida to the Mojave Desert and spent a week fasting and praying, at times thinking he wouldn't survive. In a pagan ritual to give thanks, when he returned home, he killed a goat and drank its blood. Now he's a candidate for U.S. Senate. The story's coming back to bite him.
And you know that guy will not go down on his wife while she menstruates.
Right, but a goat.
Goat, not a problem.
Yeah, she's far too clean. This is old. This is 2015. So he is not running for Senate currently, lest anyone worry. And then yes, in New Jersey.
Too bad.
Lightbridge Academy. 2 employees at a New Jersey daycare center instigated Fight Club-style brawls between the toddlers and shared the footage of the pint-sized pugilists on Snapchat, prosecutors said Tuesday. Erica Kenny and Shanice White were criminally charged for allegedly staging tussles between kids ages 4 to 6 at Lightbridge Academy in Cranford. Cranford's a nice town, too.
Yeah, but once Tyler Durden fucking stops by, It fucks up the whole schematic.
Yeah. All right, coming back. Kliq This. Big Sexy Hollywood is what we're talking about this week, baby. We've dropped allusions to your films in the last few weeks, your television projects, your movies. So we figured, well, let's spend an episode going through these. Each production must be chock full of anecdotal stuff. Half of this stuff I had to look up. I hadn't heard, but then I was impressed.
Half of it I'll probably fucking have no
You won't remember.
remembrance.
That's so true. The fucking 90% of the voice stuff that I've done, somebody will make reference to, or I'll see it on a statement. I'm like, I did that. So let's go.
Voice of Seika?
Let me ask you. Well, because I'm 11 soft. Let me ask you first. Your first credit that I see is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, of course,
Correct.
The Secret of the Ooze in '91. Now, that's
Mrs. Nash.
What's that? Let's see this.
That's
my
wife.
There you are. Look at that.
That's me and my wife. She was on set.
Were you married at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 91.
Yeah.
Recently married, though, no?
88.
88. What were you in the ring? What were you Oz yet, or were you still doing the steel and the Master Blasters?
I think I was actually underneath a hood as like Dr. X or some shit. I was wearing Flair's Black Scorpion red mask with the Black Scorpion on it. I was wearing that. He left it after that pay-per-view. He left it in the locker room, and I kept it. And I started wearing it as my hair grew back.
That uniform's having its last match in 2 weeks. I just want to let you know that the Red Scorpion's last match. So how do you get the call? How do you get the call for this?
This is insane. So I'm in. Like, fix this here. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm walking out of the ring, and I hear somebody yelling, "Nash, Nash." And this is before internet and all that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look, there's these two guys over there, and one of them's got a card in his hand. So I walk over. This is Carico Studios. The guy says, "Hey, would you be interested in playing Super Shredder on the Ninja Turtles movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." I said, "Like, yeah, I'm looking at it. It's a card. I mean, I said, "Okay." He goes, "Is there any way we could do a head mold of you right now?" I'm like, "What?"
Right there.
I mean, they wanted to. I went to a Holiday Inn. They stuck two fucking straws up my nose and did a fucking cast on my head.
So no read, no audition, nothing.
Nothing.
Guy came up to you at a wrestling show.
What I heard was that Kevin Paul, I believe that's his name, whoever played the Predator, whoever played Harry and the Hendersons, he passed, and they had already started making the Super Shredder costume, and they needed somebody that was close to 7 feet. And at that point, they had me listed as 7 feet. So when they saw me on TV, they saw I was coming in the area, so they sent those guys out to look at me. So
that's crazy.
I was on set for, this is back when they used to bring you on set, you had like 2 scenes and they bring you on set for fucking, like a month.
Yeah.
And, so I was on set I made more money doing Ninja Turtles than I did wrestling my first year.
Wow. Counting residuals or your first checks?
No, my payment for time on set.
What other wrestlers would have made good actors? I mean, everyone's charismatic, right? If you're in this day and age where TV is what it's all about, you have to be charismatic to be a successful wrestler. But who do you think could have done like some hardcore acting?
I think Raven could have done it. Trying to think about people that
who in your crew?
It's such a weird call because it's like you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, there's a lot of people that say like, oh, I could be an actor. And it's just like, well, bitch, you can't fucking remember fucking a line. You're brain dead. You know, you really have to be prepared when you get out there and fucking, you know, you better know where you're, if they stop and say, okay, start here. And it's like, you can't go, A, B, C, D, F, G, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T. You just got to go ST. You got to write from there because that's where they want you from. So
You got 55 people standing around, and you're very aware that
yeah.
everybody, even though you block it all out, you're looking at who you're looking at, right? But you are so aware, or I always was anyway. I maybe it speaks to my weakness, but I was always very aware there were 55 fucking people wanting to move to the next fucking setup to get the hell out of there at every single moment.
I've actually learned as I've done more and more stuff to just really take, I mean, I enjoy it. Like, to me, it's like every time that I'm on set, like when they wrap me, I always walk around whatever the set is or whatever the situation is and just kind of absorb it because in that industry, that could be it. That could be your last time you ever walk in front of a camera. And so I really I love the process. I love the sitting around and waiting and getting to know different actors.
Who do you hang with? I never hung with actors. I always, like the Teamsters, I always thought were the coolest.
Teamsters are always great guys. I mean, you're always going to end up like being friends with a boom guy, you know, because he's like, you know, he's, especially when you're 6'10", because the boom's next to Nash's goddamn head. He's like, well, fuck, man. I'm like, my deltoids are on fire.
I was going to say, you can't go much higher.
He's like, fuck, man, you're killing me, Nash. I'm like, sorry, dude.
Who I think would have been a good actor? Can you give me a little Pat Patterson as Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver? Give me a little you talking to me. Good, please.
Right. Hey, banana. Hey, you. Are you talking to me? Motherfucking tabernacle. I tell you right now, you don't talk to me. I talk to you, you son of a bitch.
Very
fucking
good.
Guy.
How about I'm going to do a little Cornette as Hamlet, okay?
All
To
right.
be or not to motherfucking be, that's the goddamn question. Whether it's 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To sleep, perchance to dream. There's the motherfucking rub. For in the wake of sleep, what dreams might come. That's all I remember from it. But there's a little.
I like your De Niro you did the other day. Last episode.
Was I sleeping?
I liked it. I just watched Limitless and I popped.
What's that?
Well, I was watching Limitless the other day and I popped because De Niro makes that exact same face the first time he gets Bradley Cooper in the back of the fucking Maybach.
De Niro makes that face and everything. All right, let's begin the projects here. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now I'm going to move into. Oh, you know what else I noticed? It was The Secret of the Ooze. Was it the Secret of the Ooze?
Right.
You played Oz in the ring, and then you were on Razor's DVD, which was called Oozing Machismo. So you were Ooze and Oz for the first few years of your career.
Yes.
Oh, there's your
Yes.
IMDb right there. Swamp Thing. Talk a little Swamp Thing. This was the TV series version.
Me and
of Swamp
Giant
Thing.
Gonzalez is Mayan gods.
Quixo? You were Quixo, weren't you?
Yeah. Say that 11 dozen times.
So you were
Quickly.
falling into like the Green Mutant. It's a good thing you didn't get a typecast in there, but you could have very easily fallen into the Green Mutant creature typecasting with the first two films. Where'd they do that, Swamp Thing? California?
Swamp Thing was when they were actually doing studio work out of Universal down in Florida.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What the hell was Super Force, for God's sake?
Super Force was the show, just a syndicated show. I played the Petey Bog Man. They found me in inside of a tree, and I did 2 episodes. And they actually had the one scene they had me trapped in an alleyway, and they let the dogs go on me. So I had the mitts, the arm gimmicks, and I got hit by two shepherds.
So you had to wear it on set just in case they nipped?
No, they did. They came. I had them one on each arm.
Oh. You know,
Yeah.
anything that comes out of a tree is over, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
So now, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I didn't know this. You were the giant in that, no?
Yeah. Yeah. That's one I wish I could have played over because they didn't really give me good direction. Like, I should have came out because I'm kind of like really, I should have came out and like I was like, rah, rah, rah. And she would say, oh, I said, and I should have said like in a British voice, like, oh, I'm sorry. Like I should have just changed up and showed my range there. But
Would you have
didn't.
gone into business for yourself like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I got 35K. I was there for 4 hours. That's what fucking people. That's what the industry used to pay.
I know.
I got $35,000 for like four hours of work. That's like 13 weeks in Vancouver right now.
Family Plan.
Jackhammer, man. I got a couple of lines with Mr. Ryan out at, they shot that in Phoenix and somehow got a hold of me. I don't know how. And they said, you want to do this? It was a 1 day, one and off. And I said, it was funny because like 2.5 years later, it played on Delta. And all the boys were like, were you in some fucking movies at Jackhammer, guys? I'm like, yeah, 11 soft.
You didn't do Jackhammer. You didn't do any. You didn't have any scenes with Leslie Nielsen, did you?
No.
Judge
But
Reinhold.
I was tall enough to see in his trailer.
Let's see. Nikki. This is the TV series, right?
Don't miss Love Boat.
Wait, go down. You did Love Boat.
Yeah.
This was that. Was this?
Love
This was the redo.
Yeah, it was me and Goldberg played like we were tag team partners, and he was getting married, and I was upset with him, and he spears me at the end into the swimming pool on the boat. We have like a fight.
Were any of the originals in?
No, it was Robert Urich. God, what was that? There was a really pretty lady that was on. Was that maybe Stephanie Seymour? Was she on that or
the mom?
Whoever she was really attractive. I can't remember she was a sweetheart. Let's see. She would have been like, she was a regular. Robert Urich. Joan Severin. There she is. Joan. Yeah.
You lose me for a minute? I think I went out for a minute.
Yeah, Joan Severin. Yeah, she was.
Joan Severance, okay.
Yeah, she was in Hogan's movie that.
Oh, yes, she was. She
Yeah.
has those light eyes, right? Doesn't she
Yeah,
have those really light eyes?
She's a pretty lady.
No Holds Barred, I think, is the film
Yes,
you're referring
yes.
to.
Yeah.
Now, Love Boat, were any of the originals in Love Boat with you? Like
I don't remember that.
Gavin
I don't think so.
McLeod?
No, because Robert Urich, Dan Tana was our captain.
Oh, yeah. They replaced Gavin McLeod. No kidding aside, I actually put on Love Boat it's on Paramount Plus. So for mindless entertainment, at the end of the night, my wife and I will put on episodes of Love Boat. So you're very over with me right now for ever doing Love Boat. Question, was it on a set or on a boat?
Set.
Okay. Because they mixed them up back in the day, you know.
Robert Urich was really kind. He came to me like halfway through the week and sat down and had lunch with me. And he said, you should really look into this. He says, you really got good comedic timing. And I thought like, wow, man, that was that was kind of nice.
That was nice, but could you think of anyone with less comedy experience than Robert Urich?
But he was actually like funny on that show.
Was he?
Yeah.
See, I see. Vegas. Where else am I going? Vegas. What else? Robert Urich, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who would have known? It's Gilbert Gottfried, Robert Urich, right under him. So now we can do Nikki.
Yeah. Played a gay wrestler. The Big Easy. with Nikki Cox, who was at
So
the
you didn't have
time-
to act, in other words.
No, not at all.
Now Punisher. Let's do a little Punisher right now. I saw a behind the scenes video. It's available on YouTube if you guys want to search it. It's kind of extensive. You're doing a fight scene. You're breaking down a door, and you guys are choreographing the fight. When you have to do that, because obviously in your career you're a wrestler, so they figure, okay, Kevin can throw actors around. Are you working with you're probably doing your own stuff, but is the actor...
Thomas did everything
Okay.
except we did not. We both did everything except roll down the stairs.
You both did.
And when I hit him with the toilet, with the toilet, that was a stunt guy because they had him on a winch and they pulled him too low actually, and it knocked the fuck out of the stunt guy. But Thomas ran like there's a scene where I pick him up and there's a breakaway and the camera angle is now shooting down the hallway, and Thomas goes through the drywall across the hall and into a brick wall, which is an actual brick wall that they had built, and Thomas hit it so hard he broke some of the brick off it.
Wow.
And he was fucking out cold. I dragged him up to the camera by his belt. I dragged him like a suitcase, and I fucking dropped him at the director's feet, kind of said he's out.
Why do you
The funniest thing is anytime you do anything in especially when it's a very big money film, and you're just there for 4 or 5 days, and this guy's got 60 more days to fucking shoot. Now it would be 30. But they always come over and they you do realize that if Thomas gets hurt, we can shut down and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, see, what we do, we don't really kill each other every night, you stupid fuck, because we got another town to go to also. So the guy that was the stunt coordinator and the fight coordinator, he's just he was going on and on about some different shit. I said, how many of these have you done? He's like, 17. I said, yeah, I've done 24 fucking half-hour matches this
That was this month.
Yeah. I think I fucking got this. So.
The Longest Yard. Now, were you a fan of the original?
Yes. Yes. Here's the tidbit on that. So the original script, Englehart, my character, has one line: "Who drank all the damn Gatorade?" That's it. Only line. And the rest of it was all improv by me.
Oh, really? Did they decide on the set to do that, or were you told that you'd have to come up with more?
No, they just would do another take, and then when they did another take, I'd always throw something out, and then it got to the point where Pete Siegel was the director, and Pete was just every time I was in the scene, he'd go "Okay, Nash, you got anything?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll come with something," and I'd throw another one out. So if you ever watch the deleted scenes, because I'm in that movie a lot, and I think that of the deleted scenes, I'm in 4 of the 6 that just barely made it. So
That's your wrestling background with all that improv, right? Being able to talk.
Well, that's anything though. I mean, if you allow a wrestler in a room, he's going to fucking steal it.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to get over.
Grandma's Boy. You were mover number 2.
Yep. Yeah. I'd call classic.
Okay. Was that the horror film? No. What was the horror?
No, it's a cannabis driven story. Covert lives with his I think it's his aunt, and it's a video game. It's just it's a cult classic. I mean, it's just one of those movies, man. When you watch it, you're like, wow, that's a good movie.
The paycheck cleared. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Plus, I got to do my scene with Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider's in my scene, so I got to, and he didn't say you can do it. He was he was a Russian guy.
Funny in real life, Mr. Schneider?
Yeah, always. Yeah. All those guys, Spade, like that, like when we had our halfway through that, like all of Sandler's buddies came and Adam's this is how the kind of guy Adam is. So it's the first day where everybody's there and we're waiting for Adam to show up at the football field. And he shows up in a fucking red Dodge Magnum rental car. I mean, just as Dutch as it could be. And then I remember the highlight of that whole thing was because Austin was there, and me and Austin we were like two fucking thieves, man. We're together 24/7. And I think our per diem was like $68 or $74, something real low. So we made a pact that we would not spend over that per day. So we would Steve would go to the liquor store and I'd buy my wine and Steve would buy his vodka and we just go up and down the elevator and fucking refill our glasses and shit while everybody else is, paying fucking, top shelf fucking prices down at the bar every night. But we couldn't wait for fucking Burt Reynolds to get there because I always wanted to know if Burt Reynolds fucking hooked up with Rachel Ward. And, who I thought was just when that movie Sharky's Machine came out and she came to the door for the first time, you're just like, holy fuck, who's that?
Yeah.
Like one of those Bo Derek moments, when it's just like, okay, that's my new go-to. So, but he has some great stories. I mean, just being around Burt and Chris Rock. I mean, what a crew.
How was Burt? Was he accessible?
Fuck yeah. Just one of the boys. Fucking played football at FSU.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a big Florida State.
Yeah. He's just one of the boys.
DOA. Take me to DOA.
Take you to China for fucking 110 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. That was the girls were amazing. Jamie Presley played my daughter. She's a fucking hoot. Drinks fucking Jack Daniels and I mean, we had some fun. It was brutal, but Eric Roberts was on the set. It was a good time.
Hottest chick off camera that you work with? Actress.
On camera?
Off. Hottest stuff. Because, a lot of times you see them in real life, you're like, look at her toes. Jesus Christ. Can't go. Who was consistent? Who was consistent from as hot as she looked on the screen?
Olivia Munn, it was in the first Magic Mike. I thought she was a really just a gorgeous girl, like no makeup. That perfect. Let me think. Who else?
Amber Heard.
Amber was very attractive. Yeah, she was very attractive. Jada's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Jada's a gorgeous woman. Let me just think who else.
Craziest actress. Craziest.
Jane, my wife and dog she's a hoot, man. But she's such a good actress. She's just she's good. Yeah.
Unstable?
No, just fucking zany,
Come on, we've all known actresses. Come on, who's the most unstable one? This is not a stable lot generally. Actors too. I'm not being misogynistic. Actors are just as fucked up.
I think some of I did 2 movies with Sizemore.
Oh, he's a wild man.
But you know what? Number one, he's from Detroit.
Oh, is he really? Is that how you got on the 2? I was going to ask you. Was that just coincidence that you got on those 2? Or
no, it was a group of guys that were doing films, and we just, it was a buddy of mine, Dave Gear, who's a director, producer. He's also an actor. He got me on. He got me on both the films. And what was the first night I sat down with Sizemore? We sat up at the bar, and he wasn't drinking wine. I was drinking. I had bought a bottle of wine, and he's like, "Who are you drinking with?" I was like, myself. He said, "You're gonna drink that whole bottle of wine?" I said, well, "At least." And so we started talking 1970s NBA, and we were finishing each other's sentences. It was like almost like, like stepbrothers. Hey, you want to go downstairs and fucking do some karate? Fuck.
The size guys like Sizemore and Keitel, and that's a bygone era. Those guys that you believed. Danger, I guess, is the word.
Yeah.
A little bit of danger in the actor.
I mean,
I think a lot of the movie stars
you
today
look at Sizemore and you take Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down, and he fucking steals both of them. It's like.
But he was on one of those celebrity rehab shows, wasn't
he?
Can't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay,
he had his own. He had his own. They had like an MTV thing where they followed Sizemore. He was dating fucking Heidi, whatever her name is, the fucking
Fleiss.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was all about Sizemore. It was about reconstructing his deal there. Listen, we talked about stunts before. And, in talking about that, chases, this chases, crazy driving, you have to wonder if these productions take a little peace of mind out on those vehicles with Carshield. Carshield makes it easy and affordable to protect my car from expensive repairs, and that's just for starters. Carshield is the #1 auto protection company in the U.S., and it offers protection plans for around $100 a month. The plans cover more parts now than ever, whether your car is 5,000 miles or 150,000 miles. Let me tell you how simple it is to get your car fixed. When you need a repair, you choose the mechanic. Carshield's administrators handle the rest. That's it. You don't have to deal with the paperwork or the headaches. You're taken care of. Same goes if your car breaks down. You're stuck on the side of the road. Plans through Carshield include coast-to-coast roadside assistance. Carshield administrators are there for you with rental car options and trip reimbursement at no extra cost. Get coverage today. You're going to lock in your price that you get today, and it's never going up, okay? That means as long as you own your car, no matter how old it is, you're protected from the rising cost of parts and repairs. All right, Carshield helps protect my wallet from expensive repairs. They're going to do the same for you. So you're going to go to carshield.com/podcast. Start your plan. Lock in your pricing forever. That's carshield.com/podcast. A deductible may apply. Thank you, Carshield. Let's get to Brothers. That's a TV show in 2009.
Yeah, it was a Fox television show with Michael Strahan was the star. I had the blessing to be on the same episode as Snoop.
Oh, did you spark one?
Our trailers.
Oh my God!
You get a full banger, which means you get the full trailer, or you get a half banger, which means there's another cat that's got the identical setup on the other side of the wall.
Other side, yeah.
I'm sitting in my fucking my room, and I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be up at set. I said, let me go ahead and see if I can fucking drop a deuce. So I'm sitting in there, and the fucking vent from his bathroom is connected to mine. And all of a sudden, man, it's just like, I'm like, holy fuck. And there were two big black dudes standing outside the trailer when I walked in, and they kind of gave me a look, and I gave them a fucking nod. They gave me a nod. And then fucking later on, I went over and at lunchtime I knocked it, and I met Snoop a couple of times. And
did you get to partake?
I would just say it was an interesting show.
Yeah, tell me where the bodies are buried here, man. Does he get a cannabis account like you have now, not an account, a line, I mean, is there a Snoop Cannabis line?
I don't know. I'd be amazed if he's not involved.
Yeah, it have to be, right?
Right. I mean,
RVD was in there real quick, even when it
Yeah.
was CBD before they legalized the cannabis. He was
Yeah.
right in there with the CBD. You know what? Newest Pledge, for God's sakes, comes out in 2010. Now, Andy Milonakis, you remember him?
Yeah.
Is he still with us? Is he alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just did an NFT thing with him in New York City.
What did you do? Making
At New York Cryptos. We were crypto New Yorkers.
So is there an NFT of you and Andy?
No, it's just we each have our own. Let me see if I can.
I can't understand that whole fucking thing. I'm so old. You
Oh,
could
I
explain it
don't-
to me till you're blue in the face.
My whole thing was like I wasn't putting any of my cash. I mean, it was just like, I mean, there were people that were paying $20,000 for these fucking NFTs.
Just fucking light it on fire. What?
Keep talking. I'm not see if I can fucking get it.
Yeah, no, just the NFTs. For anyone that doesn't know, which means you're over 50.
Here's my my crypto New Yorker. I don't know if you can see that.
Right, and what is it? It's
me.
right. It's a
crypto-
digital.
I'm crypto New Yorker number 733.
Right. And they auction these, and you own it in the blockchain, but I don't get it. It's instantly reproducible. What's the value of having the original? I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand. I understand it. Anything that has a non in front of it means fucking, you ain't get my cash.
Anything that has a non in front of it?
Yeah. Non-refundable. not worth a shit.
Andy Milonakis had a funny show on MTV back
Great show.
and it was one of those like irreverent man on the street kind of crazy thing. And then he fell off the face of the earth. But now I know what he's doing. He's fucking around with NFTs with you.
Yeah.
Going broke, probably.
He's a sneaker freak too, man.
Does he have that deal where he looks young all the time? Is that like
Yeah, it's like
the
yeah,
Gary
like
Coleman type thing? Well, Gary
Yeah,
Coleman was
yeah.
small. Is he small too?
No, he's not. I mean, he's not. He's a normal sized guy.
Okay. Did you smoke weed with him?
Yes.
Okay, good. River of Darkness. Kurt Angle's with you for this, no?
Oh my God. So we have a scene and where these fucking three dead brothers. Sid's one of them, and it's the other guy's the cat from the Mothman prophecy. So our reveal is we're coming out of the river. Okay, we're dead. We're coming out of the river, and we've got this black shit all over our faces. It's like dead skin or whatever. But lo and behold, as we surface out of the river, our fucking hair is absolutely dry. And I'm like, to the director, I said, would our hair not be wet? Yeah, but we only have 2 days to shoot it, and we don't have time to dry everybody's hair. So we're just going to work around it.
Wow.
And I went, oh.
Wow. That's
Okay.
a commentary on
This motherfucker is going to go straight. This is going to go to the bargain basement at Walmart.
wow.
So, oh well.
River. I have not seen River of Darkness, by the way. So now,
it's. I think you have to microdose some mushrooms to actually appreciate it.
to enjoy it, right?
I
to
don't
get
even know.
through
I
it.
don't even think microdose. You might have to do 5 fucking grams. But
Had he seen the doll, the Nash doll, he might have opted for a wig of some kind of you coming out of the, not only dry, but that coming out of the lake.
I think he wanted that. That was the whole fucking thing. Is he wanted that? He didn't want a tamed version. He wanted that fucking. I don't know.
Almighty Thor is on television.
Sci-fi.
2011.
Sci-fi Channel. Fucking Odin has a fucking Mac 10 as his weapon when he comes back to New York. Dinosaurs. I play Odin.
Was it one episode?
Yeah, it was a made for television movie. That
it was a TV movie.
Exclusive
okay,
sci-fi.
Monster Brawl.
Monster Brawl was kind of fun. That was a deal we did up. It was Robert Mallard was in it. That was one of the oddities. That's turned into a hell of an actor. RJ was in it. RJ City, I think it's RJ City is his gimmick. Buddy of mine, Rico, that we have stayed friends since that. He's in it. It's like the famous monsters of Filmland have a wrestling tournament.
Right, of course they do.
And I play Colonel Crankshaft or Crookshank, whatever the fuck.
Which is actually Bill Dundee's real last name. Total wrestling.
Did not
mark.
know that.
Oh, I'm marking out right now, aren't I? Yes, Crookshanks is Bill and Jamie Dundee's name.
You know, what's funny is I think in retrospect about that movie is they could have tied that son of a bitch up at the end in a pretty little knot had it been a bunkhouse match.
Monster Bunkhouse Stampede. Maybe next week we come as our favorite classic werewolf movie from the Hammer films.
Okay.
Back in the day, black and white. All right, now you hit a stretch here. Now 2012 is smiling upon Kevin Nash because the stretch of films now is Rock of Ages, Magic Mike, John Wick, Magic Mike 2. I mean, you hit the fucking mother load right here. This is where it all starts to happen, right? This is the big one. Well, listen, $35,000 for 4 days' work isn't bad either, but this is where it starts to roll in here.
But it's never, it's every time you do something, you think, okay, now it's going to go, and then it just never, because of your physical size, it just never fucking.
What do you mean? You couldn't become more mainstream? Or do you want to be the love interest?
No.
You and a regular-sized woman, it's going to look like a fucking bear raping someone.
You can't be the dentist. You can't be the bank teller. You can't be just a cop. If you're a fucking detective and Denzel Washington is your fucking lead detective,
yeah,
he don't want you standing behind him all fucking film. So all of a sudden it becomes a situation of no. And the thing, I'm not blowing myself, but it's one thing if you're a big dude and you've got giantism and I look like sitting down. I don't look like a 6'10" motherfucker right now.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. I mean, there are tall actors, but 6'10", you're in a different realm. You're going to have to be the monster.
There are so many. There's been several times when I've went and read for a cast for a part, and the casting person say, absolutely, you crushed it. We're going to have you back for another read, and we're going to bring some of the production people in to. And as soon as I remember the one guy says to me, he goes, "Jesus Christ," he goes, "You're too fucking tall." I said, "I'm 6'10", Anton's 7 foot. The guy I'm playing, I'm 2 inches shorter than. How the fuck am I too tall? But a Hollywood fucking 6'10" is fucking 6'5".
Yeah.
Joe is about as big as they can. He's Joe 6'5".
Joe who?
And, Magliano.
Oh.
It was in Magic Mike. It was in Joe's about as and he's a handsome motherfucker. So that works. Great for him because now that he's 6 and he's in real good shape all the time. So, God, Nash, why don't you blow him? But
I was going to
he's a
say, are you
buddy.
being paid for this?
No, I mean, his fucking wife, Sophia. So
So, all right. So let's take these. This is a good time for you here. So let's take these. So, Rock of Ages. Who do you hang with here? It's a big cast.
I spent a ton of time with Giamatti.
Paul
Me and,
Giamatti.
me and Paul Giamatti fucking we were buds during that.
Is he as cool as he appears?
I actually last night when I was rapping, I went across the street. We were at Gloria Esteban's studio and down in Miami or whatever the fuck it was. And there was a liquor store across the street, and I went over there and bought a really good bottle of wine, bought 2 glasses and a corkscrew. And when we had a break, we'd shoot nights. It's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he came into my trailer. We were just talking, and I said, "Hey man," I said, "You know what? Let's fucking drink some wine." He goes, "Oh, I've never drank on a set before." I said, "Well, okay, but you're going to drink tonight, right?" He says, I'll have a small glass." So I pour him just a little fucking taste. Paul's fucking a man of class and fucking sophistication. That motherfucking grape opened up in his mouth. He's just like, I said, "Sure, buddy. You can have a glass of wine with me." He drank 1 glass of wine, and, he really didn't have any lines after that. He was completely professional, but
no weed.
No, fuck
no weed. All right. But so now Magic Mike comes up. Do they tell you right from the get-go what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, Carmen called me, who's Steven's casting person. Carmen, she called me and just said, that Steven wanted me to be in this film. It was going to be
Steven is
Soderbergh.
Soderbergh, yes.
And it was going to be based on Channing's upbringing, as he was a dancer in Tampa, Ybor City, I think, or something like that. And so we were going to do that. And I said, "What am I going to play?" And she said, "You'll be one of the dancers." And I'm like, "Well, I got a bad fucking knee, man. Like, I've got to wear this brace to do anything." And she says, "Hold on." She says, "Steven, he's got to wear a brace." And I hear Soderbergh go, "Is it big and bulky?" She says, "Is it big and bulky?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, it'll be funnier." So that was it. Thank God too, because I like Channing is I consider him a very, very good friend of mine. Reed that wrote the screenplay and also played Tall Paul in the first one, and then Adam Rodriguez, who is like a brother now. Like just like having Adam Rodriguez in my life makes the 2 Magic Mike movies just because he's like my brother. Adam is just fucking salt of the earth, one of the best motherfuckers, beautiful wife, beautiful family. He's just such a. I'll get choked up if I go any further.
Yeah, calm down. Do you? How do the guys in Hollywood? You're known for wrestling. I mean, you've got a lot of credits, and maybe by this point you were more established. But at a certain point, you're the wrestler on the set, right? How do the other actors take to you? Did they always look at you as one of them, or was there kind of like you're coming from the outside, like when a football player's in a movie or something?
No,
like
because like at that especially that age difference, most of those guys grew up watching me.
That's true.
Joe was a fan. Like, so yeah, it was. Yeah.
John Wick would fall into this category of a very big mainstream project. Right on the heels of Magic Mike, right?
It's a bit like
2014.
I mean, it's just a scene, but I mean, and nobody knew that John Wick was going to blow up, be what it was. But it was so funny. I met Kiana. It's so weird doing a film in New York City because like the production office is like on the 23rd floor, you know, and you walk, you get, it's like looks like some Johannesburg abandoned building. And you go up to the 23rd floor and you walk along and there's some arrows pointing here and there. And you go into fucking wardrobe and I'm walking out of wardrobe and I'm walking down this hallway and the hallway's fucking long as fuck. And I see this guy in the Russian army gimmicks, but not with the flaps down, but up.
Uh-huh.
And he's got a coat on and his boots are untied. It's Kiana. So he's walking towards me. I'm walking towards him, you know, and I don't want to be a mark, but he gets close and he goes, "It must be Francis." I said, "Yeah, I am." He goes, yeah. We stopped, had just 2 seconds, said, you know, "Hey," got in the elevator. Next night we're shooting. It's like fucking 1 a.m. We're like 2 blocks from the Bowery. It's like 16 degrees below zero. And they block me. They get me ready for this fucking shot. And they go, "Kiana?" And this guy that kind of, you know, not really imposing or anything, that walked down the hallway, this motherfucker comes out. He's got a little tiny bottle of Coca-Cola, fucking cigarette, fucking just. I'm like, Jesus, the guy, he was like, you're talking about somebody who's just presence, just fucking, it was just like, he was John fucking Wick. It was not Kiana, it was John Wick, you know, like you could just see that transformation. It was just like, all of a sudden it wasn't cold. I didn't give a fuck. It was just like, wow. I got a chance to work with Travolta, not on screen, but be around him and
Get your back rubbed a little bit.
Yeah, and I got a chance to work with Tom Cruise. I mean, fucking. I put Channing up there with those guys. Absolutely. I mean, fucking. There's guys that are just fucking movie stars.
Yeah.
You know, like they just got something extra.
Yeah, it's that X factor, and it's the cruelest thing in entertainment because it can't be manufactured. You can study all you want, and it's just the camera just loves people.
Yeah.
And like a Marilyn Monroe or a James Dean, who, you know, in person were good looking, but when the camera hits them, it becomes impossible to take your eyes off them, and it's one of those things that's unfair, but it's just some people just have that. You do the XXL, right? Magic Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Follow up John Wick with that, going back with the same crew. What had changed? Anything?
McConaughey wasn't in the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, McConaughey wasn't in the second one.
How was he to hang with?
Oh, fuck, man.
He seems like he'd be fucking wild.
He's a great guy. We drank wine every single day on set.
Right. Who could keep up with you? Of this crew we're talking about. We talked about Sizemore. We talked about we know Giamatti's not.
I know. I was told to like be chill around Sizemore, like
because of his recovery.
No, just don't instigate because you know. I've been known to be called Baby Andre. I can drink fucking 4 or 5 bottles of wine in a night and get up and fucking, you know, make call like it's nobody's business. Where everybody else is just like fucking, they wake up and they like, who hit me with the sledgehammer? Wine's very unforgiving if you fucking overdo it.
Right. What so who in particular could go glass for glass with you?
Well, the Magic Mike movies, both of those were in fucking like had to be in shape the whole time, so nobody drank.
Oh, really? Right.
So it would be like the last night in Myrtle Beach when we wrapped the second one. We were all up till 4 or 5 o'clock, as per the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial would Why she was out till 5:30, I have no idea, except the fucking party went that long. But,
Are you the only one that she had the misfortune, or you had the misfortune, that she was photographed with? Because this was all just because of the picture, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She took no other pictures that night? At the rap party?
No, I told her she couldn't. If you're going to be with me, damn it, you be with me. No.
Did you get any professional fallout from that? You know, we're in a day and age now where it's like anything at all. And the entertainment is such a finicky.
No, I didn't get any.
Nothing.
No. Because I have a picture in the same fucking shirt with Jada. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah.
Johnny ever reach out to you?
No.
Okay.
Nobody.
Amber reach out to you after
No.
the trial?
No.
Just mention Amber's name and music plays.
Yeah.
That's love, baby.
It's fucking TMZ.
The Detroiters is a TV series.
Oh, great show.
Which fittingly had you on it.
Yes.
Tell me about the Detroiters.
Sam Richardson and Tim Robinson. Tim was on Saturday Night Live. He's got an amazingly funny show that's on Netflix right now. And Sam Richardson is he was the black assistant that did kind of everything in Veep, and has been in everything and is just blowing the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Sam's having a really great run. So yeah, just those guys, and they kind of let me fucking do my own thing and improvise and have some fun. I got to do a little physical comedy and some. I love comedy. I think I'm the best at that. To put me in a comedic role, but then once again, just like, you want to be the 6'10" funny guy,
right?
We want to put an axe in your hand. I'm like, fuck,
right.
Really?
Wrestling's the only place where that's an advantage, I guess. 6'10".
You know what? And you get to be called a big goof,
right? Because
you want to break people's streaks,
right? The Assault, that was one of the Sizemore films, right?
Yeah.
Played Cisco. Now Slaw, this was a parody of Saw, of the horror film series, right?
It's horrible.
But you played yourself in this, no?
Yeah, we were just some wrestlers at a table. The sad thing is a very, very close friend of mine, John Catt, was in the movie, but he also wrote and co-produced, and ended up several years ago getting real close to getting a spot on a Marvel movie. And it was like they just kept calling for his agent for availability, and that's the worst thing on earth. They did that with me with that cable, the Deadpool 2. They kept calling my agency and saying, we're calling from Deadpool on availability on Kevin Nash for these dates, for these dates, for these dates, for these dates. And as long as they keep calling for availability, you've already done your read. So like you figure you're in the mix, and you keep thinking like this is going to be it. Like if I would have got cable, then I think I would have then I'd have been in the Marvel universe, and now you're in 8 movies.
So what happens? They call for your availability. Your agent gives it to them, and then what?
And then they fucking put Brolin in it.
All right.
So
it wasn't a conflict. It wasn't a conflict.
No, they just went a different direction.
Right.
And I actually find it funny, because if you ever watch the Deadpool 2, he's talking. He gets his band of fucking rejects together, and he says, "You got to watch out for cable." And he does. He's drawn. He puts this stick figure. He goes, and he puts like a line over the top, and it puts the line down. He goes, nowhere near the size of the guy in the comic books, much smaller. Because I think for some reason, I think Ryan kind of wanted me just to I don't know why. I just had a feeling that he pushed to get me that spot. And if you did, I drink Aviator Gin, and I love you.
What is Living the Dream?
Living the Dream was a British sitcom that we shot in Savannah, Georgia. It was a British couple sight unseen by a trailer park in Kissimmee, Florida, and has has a senior and a sophomore child, and the fucking hijinks
That
that
ensue?
yes.
Well,
So-
you're a fan of comedy, so
Yeah.
you had your opportunity. Blood Circus, for God's sakes.
Another Sizemore.
Sizemore again, yes.
I think Sizemore kills me.
What's the horror film that I'm thinking of? The Manor. The Manor?
Yeah.
You're Reverend Thomas, for Christ's sake, aren't you? Are you the bad guy in this? No.
No, it was a one-day shoot. I'm on the fucking cover of the. Tell me, it's like Klippers. I'm on the cover of Klippers, and on the fucking DVD cover of Klippers, and a fucking outfit that I get like a leather jacket and a fucking like a chrome revolt. It's like some photoshopped badass picture of me that's not me. It's just my face.
And and you only did one day on it, and they put you on the
I
box?
did one day on both.
Right.
All I try to do is get distribution anywhere.
Yeah.
I heard that I don't want to be God, it gets this. I don't know if most of the cast was Nigerian, but wherever it was, like it opened huge, and I was super over, and like I kept getting invites to like do personal appearances and stuff over there.
In Nigeria.
Yeah, but it was close. It was I don't know if it was Nigeria, but it was a country that was close enough to where the Darfur whole fucking situation was going on at the time. And it was just like, yippee. Are we going to make any reference to this fucking badass acrylic commission piece of art?
Yeah, speaking of Darfur, that's where it was painted, right?
Yes. That's actually the conflict behind me. That's called Warrior from Darfur.
I keep getting it wrong. Was it Bulgaria? What was it? Czechoslovakia.
She's Czechoslovakian.
Czechoslovakian. This paint, for anyone that doesn't know, which is the saga of this painting. Kevin shows me this painting about, I don't know, 5 months ago. Right? We're talking about setting up the studio and what the shot is, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm commissioning some original artwork for the studio for myself." I was like, "All right, cool." And so he shows me, and you came across this woman's art somewhere,
On
right?
Instagram.
On Instagram. And he
Yes.
reached out, didn't think there'd be any problem reaching out, to Romania
Czechoslovakia.
for the commissioned artwork. And so here we are, months later. It arrived finally. It's a big piece. I don't think people can get from the perspective that you have there now, but it's a very large piece. And it was an original piece, was it not? Give her a
Yes.
shout out. What's her name?
It's Renata Langana. I should let me just see if I can pull her up because she has an Instagram page. She's a beautiful red-haired girl.
That's always the prerequisite for buying. When Kevin buys art, it's the not just the work, but it's how the artist looks.
It's nice to know that
you don't have a Warhol on your wall, clearly, or a Peter Max.
No. I believe that her tag is just Renart. Renart.
So there you go. A little plug.
And
if you
I'll
like.
let me just see if I can.
You two can have yours 11 months from now.
No, it was much quicker than that.
If you reach out.
It was much quicker than that. She actually put it on like super duper speed dial.
It's remarkable that it comes intact like that. There's no damage or anything. Like I'd be so nervous in shipping something like that. Listen,
here's my artist. Here she is. You see that? That's my
Yeah.
artist.
Did you even look at any of the art before you commissioned her? Or was that photo enough?
No, actually, I saw this picture, and I just absolutely loved the brush stroke.
A lot of texture in there.
Yeah,
too.
it was
Very cool.
amazing, and I saw it just going through Instagram, and then I saw another painting like the next day that was completely different color scheme, but it was I could tell it was the same. So I fucking looked back, and I remembered it was Ren something, but I had no idea who the artist was. And I went back and looked it up, and I was just like, wow, like I don't think it ever like. I don't give a fuck if you come over my house and you're going to change out my air conditioning. I'd rather you look like fucking Tony Curtis than fucking, some fat fucking piece of shit.
Mm.
That's just me. I mean, art's beautiful. And if the person's attractive, I think that they're going to put out.
So she kind of lives through the art there. Here she is. Let's see a
is.
little of her work. It's intense.
Yeah.
Got a little ink. Is that some ink on her leg there? A little bit. There's that stroke you were talking about with the.
Yeah, she got some ink.
That green dress there. Can we go into that there for a second here? We're clearly advertising more than the art. She's very smart. She's got you on the hook. Now, can we get an affordable painting here? We have to be mindful of our audience. Not everybody listening to us has 75 films to their credit.
I'm not kidding you. I want to think that all in, including FedEx from Czechoslovakia, 4K.
Okay, it's a big piece too.
Yeah,
it's sizable.
11 soft.
11's. All right, chick fight. We have to get back here. We have to get back into this.
All right. Chick fight, good. Alec Baldwin, Malik was in that. Who else was in that?
I'm a Baldwin fan, and I know it's one of those things.
I love him on Instagram because he's very. I mean, he always says shit. I was going in for an audition, and I was in L.A. at the time, and they only had one jazz station, and I remember I listened to the piece, and I didn't get a chance. So when I got back from the audition, I got in my car, and I remember what time it was, and I got back, and I went to my apartment, and I called the radio station. I said, "Who's the artist that was playing that riff at 1:23 this afternoon?" And yeah, he's an interesting motherfucker.
I like when he did that slice of life. He does sometimes get political on Instagram, and that's fine. I mean, he's a political guy, and he has his opinions, and I respect him for that. But I love the slice of life stuff that he does. And I think the appeal of your show here is very much that. I think you kind of have a Baldwin-type vibe in entertainment where you could talk about different things. I listen to Alec Baldwin. The fucking Instagram video has to be 20 minutes long. Talk about he always starts very dramatic, right? The thing comes on, and he's like, so I just spent some time in Syracuse. It's a fascinating city, and there's a consignment shop in the basement of a street in Syracuse. It's called Syracuse Underground, and where you can buy cufflinks or china, or various things, and the proprietor of the location. And he'll go on for 20 minutes. And he did go on for 20 minutes about a consignment shop in a basement in Syracuse. I'm listening to this. I'm hysterical. I'm sitting in the living room. I'm laughing my ass. I played for my wife. She doesn't get it. My oldest daughter, she's a teenager. She has no time for me, but she enjoys my silliness. So I play this. So he's talking about, for 20 minutes, that the proprietor of this shop, a man named Bruce Block, let's just give him the plug right here. is back. He's back, and he has taken the shop back, and they're open again after COVID, whatever. So I'm joking around, and I begin to put little signs around the house. Bruce Block is back. I put one on the refrigerator. It was Christmas. I put one on the top of the tree, whatever, because that's what living with me is like. A half hour later, I get an email from Bruce Block saying that I had questions, saying, yes, you had some questions about the store. My wife, as I'm doing this, goes to the website and submits a question from me to this proprietor of a consignment shop or an antique shop in Syracuse. And I actually get the email. It was a great rib. So I love Baldwin. Is Baldwin cool on the set? Is he intimidating? Is he?
No, he's. I got the first time I worked with him was on Rock of Ages.
Yes, that's right. You did two.
We actually have some scenes together, and we're sitting there, and I had this orangutan, like a 90-pound orangutan that was on my shoulder, called Hey Man, and
as in Paul.
Yeah, and he says, "Hey Nash, it doesn't like freak you out at all to thanks, man. It doesn't freak you out at all to have that fucking monkey on you? I guess what if it decides to peel back your fucking scalp?" I said, "Well, hopefully I can grab it by his throat and kill it before then." I said, "But if this monkey got on me, and it was just like when he got up on my shoulder, we're walking through a bar, and the bar's packed. He was just like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I'm with a big alpha motherfucker. Like, this is chill." He put his head down, fucking, like, he was, the guy that was his handler said, he never gets along with anybody like this. Like, I just put my back to him the first day, and that monkey jumped on me. But, yeah, I got a chance to work with Baldwin twice.
COVID-19, the invasion, you have a very prominent role in this film, do you not?
You know what was amazing about this film is the director shot it, and it was like dead in the middle of COVID.
Mm.
And he shot everything like with distance, and then he never used like he mic'd us, but he also used all the booms would be on tripods. So he would kind of shoot accordingly for sound, and everything. A lot of it was outdoors. I only shot for a day or two on that. It actually qualified me for insurance for the year. So
you only did a day or two? You're in the whole trailer, I think. I thought you were the lead. You worked me. Dog. You're reunited with Channing.
Yep.
He bring you into this?
And Reed and Channing. Reed wrote it again, and then Reed also co-directed with Channing. This was Channing's and Reed's directorial debuts.
Mm. Did he bring you into it? Or was it? Did he bring you in, or was it just coincidence that you?
No, Channing. First thing they was when they sent me the script, and the script was amazing. Like to the point where you laughed, you got choked up. One of the best scripts I've ever read in my life. And they said, "What do you think about the script?" I thought they were just doing it to get my opinion. And I said, man, it was amazing, I said, not to blow anybody. I said, but it's fucking really, really, I could just visualize, each scene. I said, I could storyboard that fucking movie.
Right.
And they said, "What do you think about playing Gus?" And I just laughed. I said, "You serious?" And he said, "Yeah." He says, "Can you just," he says, "we got some time. Can you just let your beard grow and your hair grow?" And I'm like, "It's COVID, man. Like, yeah, I can definitely do it." So I just let my shit grow, and
So looking back at this storied film career, what didn't get the attention that you wished it had, and what got out there that you could have done without? Any film that you wish did a little better, like the little film that could?
Well, Dog did great. Dog did
Yeah.
over 80 million, and I think we had a $7 million budget on that. I think the first Magic Mike was maybe a $8 or $9 million film. They did like 150. So I wish Punisher would have got probably a little bit. I thought that Thomas Jane was by far the best Punisher. But you know what? I think in your journey in life, it's like anytime that I've been blessed to be on the other side of that fucking camera, because when I was a kid, man, that's when I got, and I'm so goal driven that once I reach a goal, it's very hard for me to fucking focus to like my next goal in that that field. So to me, it was just like one of these days I'm gonna sit in a movie theater and I'm gonna see me in a fucking film and I'm gonna watch my name on the credits. And lo and behold, 1991 is when it came out. I went, sat in the back of a movie theater, watched Ninja Turtles, watched my scene, saw my name, went in my fucking car, Gaylord parried one. Then it was like when I was in wrestling. I said, when if I ever become the world champion, like that would, like, what the fuck must that be like? And I'd see guys that would win the title, and I'd be like, and then lo and behold, I mean, not only do I win the title, I win it in a house show at the Garden in 8 seconds with somebody that held the belt for like 8 fucking years at one point. And it's just like where do you go?
You blew Wrath's fucking deal. He was going to win the title that night.
Yeah, because that's so. I didn't even when we I didn't even remember that was after the fight. I remember the match because I thought it was a pretty solid match because he could fucking work. But I don't remember there being. Like, I don't remember having like sitting Indian style. Or what do you have to say now? Crisscross applesauce.
Yeah,
Fuck
no
that.
more
You know
Indian
what?
style, please.
I'm quarter Cherokee, so I can fucking sit quarter Indian style. So I don't remember sitting there and throwing it. Why the fuck would you book that match? So I win World War III and somebody booked the fucking match. I wasn't booking, so they just decided. Wouldn't if they didn't want him beat, wouldn't you just say? Because to me, if I beat somebody that has a streak prior to Goldberg's, what are the chances of me breaking both streaks? Maybe
Listen.
that's where the psychology was for the person that actually booked the motherfucker.
Next week, we're busy with the Bunkhouse Stampede. I think 2 weeks from now, Wrath. The whole fucking deal. The whole episode.
Are we going to go into Chronic or just Wrath?
No, just Wrath.
Atom Bomb.
Just
Atom
Wrath.
Bomb. See, this is where the whole fucking thing comes from. They took Bryan's finish from him when he was Atom Bomb. He used the power bomb.
Correct.
They took his finish when they started to give me my push, and they gave it to me. I did not ask for it. I said that's Bomb's fucking finish. They said, not anymore. It's yours. So if I'm a big fucking goof and all these other things, and I know Bryan doesn't actually feel that way because I know that he knows like we're cool. I know that. It's a soundbite in life. We've all done it. We've all said it. And then in 2002, you have to apologize for being an asshole.
It only took you 20 years.
But it's better late than never, right?
Right. So
But
maybe he'll reach out. Maybe he'll call in his episode in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, he'll be doing that with solo partner. I'll be in Czechoslovakia.
All right. Back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast. Kevin, your public awaits, as you know, a passionate outpouring every week to get some Nash time, to get some time with you. Like Amber Heard at the bar for a 2-second picture, and look at the life that's taken on.
The night of Magic Mike XXL, at the premiere, my son actually danced. You danced slow dance with her, didn't you? And my son danced a slow dance with Amber.
How did she smell?
How'd she smell? My son said, probably as you imagine. And then he said under his breath, like a baby's casket.
How are her
Fuck
toes?
is that?
Was she a ballet dancer?
Belly dancer.
All right. Steffi Jacobson says, I have a future Ask Nash. Oh, by the way, hashtag Ask Nash is what you should be tweeting so we can snatch these, as it were. I have a future, fell down a YouTube rabbit hole and found your first episode of Nikki. Did you have input in that storyline, or was the storyline what brought you to the role? Either way, it was brilliant.
No, I had some definitely creative say in that show.
Zoel Lopez, is Big Sexy just a nickname, or is it a way of life? Well, this is a very existential question, but
well, you'd have to go with the origin of Big Sexy. We're sitting in my wife and I were sitting in bed, and we were watching television. And at the time, Paul Newman was still alive, and he was on one of the talk shows. And I kept saying, like, the sexiest man, blue eyes, Paul Newman. And I looked at my wife. I said, it's amazing if somebody's deemed sexy, they're sexy. I said, if you saw Paul Newman, like, making a Slurpee with his flat fucking ass at a 7-Eleven, I said, would you really think I was a sexy old guy? I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to go on fucking TV Monday, and I'm going to call myself Big Sexy. And I waited until I blonded my hair. But I think I did call myself Big Sexy, then I blonded my hair. And then it just stuck, and all of a sudden, instead of getting those older women scream where they're like, oh, yay, I started getting the... So obviously,
who exactly is letting out that first one? Like fans of Dusty, like Dusty Rats?
I don't know.
David Barrett wants to know. He said, what I really want to ask was, what was the funniest botch he'd ever been involved with in ring? The more ridiculous, the better. Loving the podcast.
God, botches. I mean, there's just sometimes, man, where like it's the finish of the match. You've got like a minute left, and the guy that you're in the ring with turns around and just looks at you and goes, where are we at? I'm lost. And you're like, fucking kidding, right? You're like, no. Like Scott would always say, Scott says, don't ever tell Nash you're lost. Because always he'd go, hey, I'm lost. Where are we at? And I always would say, cut you off and give him a knee. He'd be like, fuck that, man. I'm never going to tell you I'm lost. Because if it's the middle of my comeback, you're taking over and getting another set of heat.
You just go on offense, right?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off, man.
26th the CB says, Mr. Nash, what are your thoughts on AEW? Do they have what it takes to become a viable competitor long-term nationally? Or will they go the way of TNA and fizzle out? You seem to insinuate that you watched it on episode 1, but Sean didn't follow up on it. God damn it. Should find another co-host.
It just seems dated. It has a very WCW Thunder feel when I watch it.
Okay, from a production standpoint, from
Of everything.
Do you see
I
it?
I watched Jericho on that. I've always thought Chris was a great performer. I thought when they brought Punk in, I really liked the fact that Phil put fucking and everybody, but Phil put guys over. Every guy Phil worked with, Phil gave 80% of the match to. Phil made everybody before he beat him. And I was just like, he was very professional. I like his style, especially because he works old. They both do. They work in older school style.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you right now, fucking Orange Cassidy, that's my boy. I know that it's so fucking. I know that fucking Corny and other guys like that fucking they shit on it, and God, there's that big fucking stud that they got that power bombs fuckers and Wardlow. So he's a good looking fucking guy, good body, and he had a match with Orange Cassidy to start off the show, and I'm just like, wow, man, this motherfucker, like he's just gonna eat Orange Cassidy alive, and fucking lo and behold, man, that fucking big dude gets it. He fucking let fucking him do the fucking kicks to the shit. I mean, they end up having a fucking really good, competitive match, and he fucking beat him, and he should have. But it was just like, and I know that like the Kevin Nash / Cornette in me wants to fucking slit my wrists, but the Shawn Michaels nowadays that realizes that it ain't your fucking dad's wrestling anymore, fucking gray-haired Nash, says, you know what? It's fucking entertaining, and I'm gonna fucking watch it. If I can watch Ren and Stimpy, I can definitely watch fucking that.
Well, there's an endorsement that they were looking for. If you can watch Ren and Stimpy, turn us on. But let me just get a summation here for you without going to individual workers. You think the product needs to be overhauled a little from production? Does it feel like TNA a little when you watch it?
No, because TNA had a much larger kind of legends base of guys. You know, they had a lot more. A lot of these guys, you don't know who they are, and you know.
I just meant from production.
But I'm just saying though, like for me, like it seems to me like people from Impact are on AEW, people from Ring of Honor are like there's. It's almost like no borders, you know, Doctors Without Borders type situation over there. So, and it's hard for me to figure out who the belts go to. So, but I don't watch wrestling that often.
Right.
And if I'm going to watch a product, just visually, especially in a sativa kind of mode, the crystal clear production and costuming and everything else that the WWE gives me that I feel like I'm at Cirque du Soleil instead of fucking, you know, Ringling Brothers.
A powerbomb sativa kind of, or jackknife
Sativa kind of way.
Brian Kaufman, were there any other ideas for Super Shredder other than collapsing the dock and committing suicide?
Actually, the doc doesn't kill Shredder. Shredder fucking decides while he's pinned, he's going to go ahead and twist one off. And one of those jagged razors cuts off his engorged Bluechew shaft. And he bleeds.
That's in the outtakes.
He bleeds out.
That's in the outtakes. They actually shot it. Funky Flashman. Hey, Kevin, Sean, any memories or stories from working on the Ultimate Deathmatch movies? Some of the most unintentionally hilarious movies I've seen in years. Love the show and the old kayfabe commentary stuff.
I only had like little cameo spots on those.
Salvatore as a suggestion for maybe an end-of-the-year special, and I actually brought this up the other day. Or a Patreon exclusive. Kevin and Sean should pick a movie and straight up do a commentary track. Just something random like Miami Blues with Alec Baldwin or The Pope of Greenwich Village. I'm down for that. I'm down when we start doing premium stuff. Instead of watch-alongs for 3-hour wrestling matches, I think we should pick classic films and do commentary tracks on a watch-along. What do you think?
I would, yeah. That'd be
So
very
you guys,
cool.
ask and you shall receive. That's how we roll. What more can be said? What more can be said today?
Let's think.
Exactly. Right around the world, right?
That's it.
Started. We were in Bulgaria. Eastern European artists.
Nigeria.
We hit Nigeria. We did China, that film you did 10 Days in China.
110.
Guys, Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast C, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics Dominic D'Angelo. Title sequence by Wesley Burleson. Theme song by Dale Oliver. Technical research by Tristan Nash. Copyright 2022.
That's my boy.
Butch and Sundance Media. Hey, Kev. Want to do another one?